Teodoro Locsin Jr. claimed that a supposed deal fell through that could have secured the Philippines 10 million vaccine doses by January. Greg Gregorio has the story.
The Health Department says the Confidentiality Disclosure Agreement, or CDA, with the vaccine manufacturer Pfizer went through the usual government process. This comes amid reports that the Philippines missed its chance to procure millions of shots from Pfizer by January.
It was not just DOH, which was trying to have this conversation or discussions with Pfizer at the outset because we wanted na talagang yung nakalagay sa CDA na yon ay ma-check talaga ng ating mga legal heads, no, or legal teams.
Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergara says there were exchange of comments between parties in meetings prior to the signing of the CDA in October. However, the official points out that there were no agreed specifics, contrary to the details disclosed by Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. and Senator Panfilo Lacson in the past few days.
Wala pong nakalagay dyan, ilang doses ba, what period ba, at meron na bang deliveries. Wala pong ganyan.
According to the Science and Technology Department, which leads the Task Group on Vaccine Evaluation and Selection, the government is currently in talks with 22 manufacturers across 5 vaccine platforms. They target to procure at least one vaccine from each platform, which has different storage requirements and appropriate age groups based on studies. This aims to address the issue of supply sufficiency.
So we have to prioritize, and to that effect, we need to make sure that we can get as many vaccines as we can from all the types of platforms.
Included in the list are 2 other U.S. manufacturers, Moderna and Arcturus. Philippine Ambassador to U.S. Jose Romualdez has reported that the drug makers have expressed interest to supply up to 25 million doses to the Philippines by the third quarter of 2021.
This news, no, or this update na about this Arcturus and Moderna, this is good news for us, but we will leave it to the vaccine czar to respond for more accurate information.
China's Sinovac is still leading the regulatory process in the ongoing negotiations. However, the Food and Drug Administration has yet to approve its application to conduct late-stage trials in the Philippines. In an interview with Radyo 5, FDA Director General Eric Dominguez said that the Chinese drug maker may also apply for an emergency use authorization.
Kailangan po muna lumabas yung kanilang interim results ng phase 3 at yun nga po, kailangan ma-satisfy po niya lahat ng ating mga requirements for an EUA.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
More than 2,000 new COVID-19 cases were recorded today, the highest daily count this December. And this brings the total number of cases to more than 456,000, 27,000 of which are still active. Quezon City has the most number of fresh cases with 160, followed by Rizal and Bulacan. Meanwhile, 25 more people died of the virus in the last 24 hours, pushing the death toll to over 8,800. Total recoveries now stand at around 420,000 after 700 patients got better. And more passengers are flocking to bus terminals and airports ahead of Christmas. Let's check on the situation with Gerard de la Peña, who joins us live from the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITEX. Hi, Gerard. Are we really expecting to see an exodus this year despite the pandemic?
Well, Sean, passengers are expected to flock to airports and bus terminals, but volumes will not be the same as in the previous years. Well, just this morning, enforcers from the Land Transportation Office made rounds of this bus terminal to check on the condition of buses. One bus was not allowed to leave after officials found a crack on its windshield, prompting passengers to transfer. The foot traffic at PITEX is currently at 60,000 a day and is expected to reach 70,000 in the next few days before Christmas. Over at the NAIA, departures are not as much as last year due to the restrictions imposed by various local government units. Airport authorities, however, are expecting a spike in the arrivals of Filipino workers abroad. The current average of 5,000 OFW arrivals daily could reach 7,000 in the coming days. Still, the figure is much lower compared to last year's daily average of over 37,000. The government has allocated more testing facilities at airports to accommodate more arriving OFWs. Let's hear what authorities are saying.
Nakikita natin na talaga naman naglalabasa yung ating mga kababayan, no? Hindi lamang yung mga kababayan natin sa Metro Manila na gustong biyahe papunta sa mga karating na probinsya, pati na rin yung mga kababayan natin sa probinsya na gustong lumuwas ng Metro Manila.
Ang kultura natin to, lahat gustong to spend it with the family. No? The problem is, yun na nga, as ina-advise ng IATA, pagkat maaari, sakripisyo na natin itong holidays na ito for our own good also.
Well, Sean, authorities are advising the public to always wear their face masks and face shield and always observe social distancing if they are to go to the provinces. And also, they are also reminding passengers that if they are taking the buses going to the provinces, they should book their trips at least 2 days in advance. Sean.
Thank you for that update, Gerard de la Peña, joining us live from the Pitex in Parañaque. We will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One senator is pushing for a barrierless system in all toll plazas to prevent heavy traffic after seeing its success in Valenzuela City. But the NLEX Corporation says it cannot implement the policy in all its tollways just yet. For the details, Marian Enriquez joins us live from Valenzuela City. Hi, Marian. Why can't toll operators remove the barriers for now?
Sean, officials are pushing for a barriers-up policy along tollways to solve the perennial traffic problem along the North Luzon Expressway. Senator Win Gatchalian floated the proposal during the Senate committee hearing on public services on Thursday. This following the success of the pilot run of boomless system in toll plazas in Valenzuela City. In a tweet, the lawmaker's brother and Valenzuela City Mayor Rex Gatchalian showed photos of the NLEX toll plazas in Valenzuela since they implemented the barriers-up policy. There was no gridlock in the toll gates even during the rush hour. However, the Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation says the boomless system may not work in all of their other toll gates. The toll operator says that the right infrastructure and technology are needed to implement the new policy. Despite this, the MPTC management has vowed to study how they can work around the proposal. In an interview with One News, the chiefs, Romulo Kimbo of MPTC says toll gates and barriers have also served as road safety features. The NLEX management is already planning how to sanction those who will pass through the barrier-less RFID lanes even without the sticker. In this video in NLEX Mamplasan exit, a vehicle stayed for more than 10 seconds in the toll booth before the barrier went up. They are now asking authorities to remove these barriers to avoid inconveniences while traveling. Here's what they have to say.
Mas okay kung kung tatanggalin na rin siya para dire-diretso na rin. Kasi minsan hindi siya umaangat 'di ba? Pagka hindi na babasa yung RFID. Para mas mabilis.
May abala pagka may barrier eh. Kung wala, di dire-diretso ang mga sasakyan.
Sean, even though there are other toll plazas that still have barriers, the NLEX said that traffic has improved due to other adjustments such as advanced reading of RFID tags. Sean?
Thanks for that update. Marian Enriquez joining us live from Valenzuela City this afternoon. The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation says that no one is playing the blame game in the chaotic implementation of the RFID system. In an interview with Sa Totoo Lang, spokesperson Romulo Kimbo says the issue is more on the adjustment to the new technology. He explains that motorists will likely face glitches and other technical difficulties. Nevertheless, Kimbo says they will continue to improve the RFID system.
It's not finger pointing from our point of view. It's basically getting to a technology that we have to adjust, and of course our resources have to be available.
The Trade Department is monitoring the prices of noche buena goods. But just less than a week before Christmas, supermarkets are noticeably less crowded compared to previous years. Shyla Francisco with the report.
A week before Christmas, Alma has already finished buying fruit cocktails and other food items for her family's Noche Buena. She says it's better to do early shopping to avoid crowds as we are still dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Kumpara nung last year, mas marami ba kayo pinamili ngayon?
Hindi, mas marami nun. Kasi ngayon wala namang pera din ng tao, di ba? Budget lang ba? Budget.
Even though more customers have been flocking to stores as the Christmas nears, supermarkets aren't as busy as last year. To attract more shoppers, some business establishments are still offering holiday promos up to now.
Yung iba, normally, pag December, wala nang promotion, no? Wala nang raffle or what. This year, nag-isip ng konting promotion ng mga tindahan just to lure people in.
The Trade Department, for its part, tells consumers not to worry about the prices of Christmas goods. Based on the agency's inspection today, some supermarkets are even selling below the suggested retail price or SRP.
Consumers natin will have the choice. Pwede silang maghanap ng mga malalaking supermarket na mas mababa ang presyo kaysa sa iba.
Meanwhile, the DTI warns consumers against buying Christmas lights from uncertified vendors. Castelo says they should have Philippine Standard or PS Mark and Import Commodity Clearance or ICC sticker. This comes after officials confiscated more than 160 boxes of unlabeled Christmas lights from 2 stores.
Ibig sabihin, hindi siya na-test, hindi natin alam kung pasado sa standards, kung kumusta yung size ng cable, yung mechanisms niya, yung bombilya, hindi natin alam kung ito yung nasusunog.
According to the DTI, erring sellers and importers may face criminal charges, jail time, and fine of up to 300,000 pesos. The agency urges the public to finish shopping as early as now to avoid the surge of shoppers in the few days. Shyla Francisco, VR One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.